So you may think it's not possible to grow peaches out of doors in the UK. Quite the reverse is opposite. This peach tree is absolutely brimming with fruit. I planted it about 7 years ago. It's an American variety called Redwing, and it's adapted to our climate. That is, it's very, very happy with cold, wet, damp winters, which we get in the southwest of the UK, and not such sunny summers, because we get, despite today, a lot of dull days in the southwest, and this variety is adapted to that. And if you hit the pollination period right, you can really get a heavy crop. And this tree, I thinned it. It's so the branches are weighed down with fruit, and it doesn't self-thin. So I've already thinned it once and taken away a lot of the smaller fruit, which aren't going to make up into nice big peaches. And there's still upwards of 100 fruit on here, maybe 200. It's absolutely groaning with them. And actually, it takes next to no management. There's one thing that does trouble peaches, which is quite easily controlled, and it's a fungal disease called peach leaf curl. Now, the comparison between a clean leaf and a peach with leaf curl is that. Now, it doesn't really damage the tree so much, apart from maybe just weaken it a little bit. If you have a bad year for the fungus, usually in a damp, very wet winter, which we didn't have last year, then the fungus can spread. Now, you can pick it out, you can pick the leaf off, you can clean it up. There are other examples over the tree. There's one here, it's another leaf with leaf curl. And you can see in comparison, most of that rosette is absolutely fine, and there's just the one there. So what I do is I pick them off. But the important thing to do with the leaf curl, or any kind of pruning, because what leaf curl does is it can leave one or two dead branches, which there are in the crown of the tree. They don't particularly matter. If you want to prune them out, then you must do it in the warm season. So you must do it between Easter and October, because if you do it in the winter, another fungal problem can come in, and that's called silverleaf. And if you make a wound, if you make a cut in a tree and you leave an open wound on a tree in those cold months, this fungus silverleaf, which is active in those cold months, can come in, and it's very dangerous, and it can kill the tree. And you'll notice it the next year, because your leaves will go this awful silvery colour, and ultimately whole branches and ultimately the tree will die. So if you want to get rid of the leaf curl fungus, you pick the leaves off now. Don't just drop them on the ground, because they'll reinfect over time. Take them away, put them on the bonfire and burn them. And having thinned the tree, I'm now just waiting for them to ripen, and it's just so exciting, because it's all about pollination, really. If the weather is warm at blossom time and the bees are active and there's lots of insect activity, because they're a bit like pears, they come into blossom very early in the season, so end of February, early March, through March. If you get good insect activity and warm days at that time, then you're going to get really good pollination and fruit set, and there's no reason why you can't have a good crop. And this tree's planted in a sheltered spot. It's fully south facing. South is right behind the camera. It's got a good belt of trees to the right, sheltered from the west, so nice sheltered spot with trees to its back, so it's protected from the north, and it's also protected from the east, so it's in this little enclave of its own, and it's really cropping well.